أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أفضل الموجودات العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين آمين يا رب العالمين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صلوات. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am unsure if I should do it in Urdu or I should do it in English. See more youth around, so if both.
English. Because some people do not understand.
I'll try to mix it a little bit. I was told Urdu, but English is. And sisters, English or Urdu? English, okay. So the majority wins. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think it's a alhamdulillah, perfect time to discuss Surah Al-Qadr as we approach the month of Ramadan. And of course, this surah has everything to do with the heart of the month of Ramadan. Qalb, qalb or the heart. Qalb Mahi Mubarak Ramadan, which is Shab Qadr or Laylatul Qadr. This surah is a short surah, which is, maybe we could make this a little bit less sensitive. Surah Al-Qadr is a short surah, and it's called Qadr because, well, the word Qadr comes in the first ayah. It focuses on the night of Qadr. And in fact, the 5 ayat that you have in this surah, every ayah goes back to Qadr. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr. وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها. فيها is a pronoun ضمير which returns back to Layla, again the night of Qadr. Salamun hiya, that hiya again goes back to Qadr. 5 verses. Every verse emphasizes on Qadr, Qadr, Qadr. 3 times mentioned by name and twice with pronoun, or there is reference to it. It is a surah which is, majority of the Mufassirin agree, it is a surah which is Makki, amongst those surahs which were revealed early in the Prophet's life. But before I begin, let's translate. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr. I'm going to translate it both English and Urdu, just because it's supposed to be an Urdu program. We have revealed it in the night of Qadr. This is my own rough translation. Hamne se Shab Qadr mein nazil kiya. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul Qadr. And what do you know of Laylatul Qadr? Aur tum kya jano ki ye Shab Qadr kya hai? Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. This night of Qadr is better than 1000 months. Shab Qadr 1000 महीनों से बेहतर और बरतर है. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. In this night, angels and ruh continuously descend with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with all of his amr, with all of his affairs. इस रात में तमाम फरिश्ते और रूह उसके इज़्न से नाजिल होते हैं, तमाम अम्र इलाही को लिए हुए. सलामुन हिया हत्ता मतलइल फज्र, and peace is in this night until dawn. सलामती ही सलामती है सुबह सादिक तक. So this is the translation in both English and Urdu. फारसी हम मिखात नहीं मिखात only Farsi. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. We've reviewed this in the night of Qadr. What is this? Of course, you all know this is the Quran. And another verse of the Holy Quran says, Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi Quran. So one verse says that this verse says, we revealed this. If you bring the two verses together, one verse says we revealed it in Qadr. The other verse says we revealed it in Shahru Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan. So if you bring both of them together, you know what is the natija? It's revealed in Ramadan. It's revealed on the night of Qadr, which means Qadr is in Ramadan. But we don't know when. There is no clarity as to what night exactly is Laylatul Qadr. But we know it's in Ramadan, and we know it's the night of the revelation of the Holy Quran. But before we get to there, what is Qadr? In short, Qadr has many meanings. As the meaning of Qudra, from power. Qadr as in Qadru Manzilat, Qadru Maqam. Kisi cheez ka maqam buland hai, Qadru Manzilat. Something has a great value, something of great status is also Qadr. Taqdeer, Qadr comes also from Taqdeer. So it has many meanings. What this surah or what this Qadr could possibly mean. Yet the reality is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we revealed the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Qadr, here there is a discussion. If Surah Al-Qadr is when the Quran was revealed, then what about Mab'ath in Rajab? You know, 27th of Rajab, when you celebrate the Yawm al-Mab'ath or Eid al-Mab'ath or Eid al-Ba'sat. So what is that? What is this? Quran was revealed then, when the Prophet was in the Ghar of Hira, and the first revelation, Jibreel descends upon the Messenger of Allah, on the Habib of Allah with the first revelation, or in the night of Qadr. Now the answer is that the Quran has two stages of nuzul. One is the nuzul of Quran, and one is the tanzeel of the Holy Quran. And so the scholars say that the revelation of the Quran is in two formats. One is the nuzul, which is at once. Nuzul al-daf'i. You know, straight away, at once. All of the Quran was revealed on the Prophet's heart. Nazala bihi ala qalbik. The Ruh al-Amin has revealed it onto your heart. Nazala bihi Ruh al-Amin ala qalbik. We've revealed this onto your heart. Now there's two types. One, Qadr, is when all of the Quran was revealed onto the heart of the Prophet in one go. From Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim al-Fatiha until Wan-Nas, the end of the Quran. In Ba'that, Mab'ath, the Quran was revealed in stages. So those 23 years of the life of the Prophet, when the Quran was revealed, different maqamat, different places throughout war. You know, the Prophet is in Safar, in Hadar, in Harb, in his house, in the masjid, in desert, under the cloak, Hadith al-Kisa, innama yuridullah. So those were the 23 years where the Quran was revealed in stages. Sometimes one ayah, sometimes ayat, sometimes a surah may come together all at once. For example, Surah Al-Kawthar, sometimes a part of the surah. And so for this reason, this is established. The Quran, from the beginning to the end, is the complete Quran which was given to the Prophet. But the tartib of the Quran is not mutabiq of the tanzeel. The tartib of the Quran is not as how the Quran was revealed on the Prophet. Because the first surah is Fatiha. First surah which was revealed on the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Ghar Hira was not Fatiha. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. So this is for sure that the sequence in which the ayat have been recorded and preserved in the Holy Quran that we have it today are not according to the sequence of revelation, tanzeel. So tartib is not mutabiq tanzeel. तरतीब कुरान जो है वो मुताबिक तंजील नहीं है. ठीक है, तो ये पहली बात. सूरह कद्र, हमने कुरान को शब कद्र में उतारा. We revealed it in the night of power. We don't know what the night of power is. Now there is a disagreement again here between Sunni and Shia. What is this night of power? ये शब कद्र कब है? When is it? The reality is nobody knows. The Quran says better than 1,000 months, but the Quran does not at any point say. It also calls it Laylatul Qadr and Laylatul Mubarakah. That is also in the other verses of the Holy Quran. But at no point does it give the exact date. कि आज की रात ही Qadr की रात. This is it. This is the night of. Okay. So Sunni and Shia we have a disagreement. Number one, Ahlul Sunnah have emphasized the 27th of the month of Ramadan. 27वीं शब 27 हफ्तों में माह Ramadan has been emphasized by Ahlul Sunnah. But because they have more than 40 different aqwal, 40 different opinions, because there's so much ikhtilaf amongst them, they said, okay, fine, is the last 10 nights. Any of the last 10 nights could be amongst the Shabhai Qadr. So what they do is they'll try to worship a little bit in all of the 10 nights. Whereas the Shia, for us, 3 nights have been emphasized in the narrations. 19th, 21st, 23rd. Some narrations have mentioned 21st and 23rd, and some narrations have mentioned 23rd alone. But there is a narration in Tafseer Al-Ayyashi, which is one of the oldest tafsir that we have of the Holy Quran, if not the oldest, from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, that these 3 dates are emphasized. Recite salawat on Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. And so the Imam was asked, Yabna Rasulillah, when is the night of Qadr? Shab Qadr kab hai? Molana ne farmaya 19वीं, 21वीं, 23वीं shab. 19th, 21st and 23rd. And then the narrator, he says, but can you not narrow it down? The Imam says, can you not narrow it down to 1? The Imam says, no. What is the problem with you worshipping on 3 nights? Stay up a little bit. Worship on the 3 nights. And in fact, the narration said that one of the, because it is strange, subhanAllah, khayrun min alfi shahr. You know what that means? The ulama said that each and every deed or amal which is performed in this night carries the thalab of 1,000. So if you give 1 dirham, you give 1 pound to someone on this night for charity, it is as if it's 1,000 pounds. SubhanAllah, this is what you call business. You give him a pound, you get back 1,000 pounds. So you want to do business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shab al-Qadr. For the, I don't know if anyone here is into business. But one good deed, the thawab is as if you've done 1,000 good deeds. And that's why there are people, Sheikh Muhsin al-Qarati used to say this. He says, I know people that they don't give, they set the date of khums on Shab al-Qadr. They set their date of charity, or otherwise as well, not just khums. Otherwise as well, you can set the date of, I want to give charity, you can make it a point. Shab al-Qadr ko main, jo hai rah khuda mein kharch karna. Sadqa khairat karna. I will give on Shab-e Qadr, on the night of Qadr. Why? Because 1 pound is 1,000. Imagine giving 10 pounds, 100 pounds, 500 pounds. Multiply that. So, and then imagine reciting the Quran. 1 ayah. In the month of Quran itself, as it is, the hadith says, 1 ayah is like khatm of Quran. Imagine reciting 1 ayah on the night of Qadr, the night in which the Holy Quran was revealed ala qalb al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So this night is better than 1,000 months. They say the second most holiest night after this night is the 15th of Sha'ban. They like two, if you like, two sisters. After Qadr, it is the night of Sha'ban. تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحِ. This is important. This is a very important verse. فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ. تَنَزَّلُ مِنْ صِيغَةِ الْمُضَارِعِ. It is a present continuous. It's not a madi, it is not a past. It's not that angels descended and ruh came. Now that's not the case. No, it's present continuous. Mudari istimrari. It's continuously happening. Tanazzul al-malaikatu war-ruh. That angels too, what does that mean? It means that Laylatul Qadr is still happening. It's not that Rasulullah, in his time you had Laylatul Qadr, and after Rasulullah passed away from this dunya, Laylatul Qadr is no more. Laylatul Qadr is still happening. And one of the best things, alongside the other things which are mustahab of the a'mal and the deeds to do in Laylatul Qadr, the Imams would say, defend our imama in Laylatul Qadr. Speak about imamat Ahlul Bayt. There's a narration in Bihar al-Anwar by Al-Majlisi, where Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam says to his close companions, Shia, go and debate. The Imams would send people, go and debate about Imamah. Imam al-Sadiq would ask his companion Hisham, oh Hisham, stand up. In the Majma, stand up and tell me how you debate and defend our wilaya and Imamah. Hisham, he would be shy. He said, no, how could I speak in front of you? The Imam would ask, Mu'min al-Taq, how do you defend us? Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, how do you defend us? He says, Mawla, we say this, we say that. For those who are munkireen of Imamat Ahlul Bayt. Munkir. Imam says, look, one of the best dala'il, aqwa dalil ala imamatina. The strongest dalil on our imamah, here Surah Al-Qadr. How? Imam says, then Imam teaches him how to debate on Imamah. He says, go and ask them. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Laylatul qadr khayrun min alf shahr. Go and ask them. By them, of course, he means the Ahlul Sunnah. Go and ask them. Do they believe in Laylatul Qadr to exist today, or is Laylatul Qadr ceased to exist after the passing of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He says, yes. They will tell you Sunni or Shia. Regardless of that, they will say Laylatul Qadr happens every year. In the month of Ramadan, we just don't know when. And then the Imam says, then ask them the second question, Tanazzalul malaikatu war-ruh. Do the angels and this ruh descend or not in Laylatul Qadr? They will all say yes, they descend, because the Quran says they are descending continuously. Okay? You don't even need a hadith to prove that. For those who say, well, we don't believe in your hadith, or we don't believe in this book, or this sanad, or that rijal, and this and that. Okay. Tanazzalul malaika. It's still happening today. وَالرُّوحِ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ. Okay, then Imam says, now ask him the third question. Subhanallah. This is, this is how the Imam is teaching you to. بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ. When they descend, what do they descend with? Do they come empty-handed? Or do they bring kulli amr? All of the amr of Allah. Now only Allah knows what is kulli amr. But we know it's not amr. It's kulli amr. All of amr. SubhanAllah. This is huge. It's not just something they come with one small thing or something. तमाम अम्र इलाही के साथ नाजिल हो रहे हैं. मजाक थोड़ी है, not a joke. Go and ask them, do they come with the amr or no? They wouldn't dare say no, they don't come with the amr. The Quran says. Now Imam asks them, now you ask them the final question, which is the nail in the coffin. Oh really? They come with the amr? Yeah, they do. Okay. Then who do they descend on today? They used to descend on the Prophet. The Prophet's no longer. So the Imam says, ask them, who do they descend on? Where are they descending? On the mountains, in the deserts, in the oceans, in people's homes. And if they bring this amr, what are they doing with it if they're not descending on anyone, on a specific person? Then what are they doing with this amr? Either they're handing it over to some, whatever this amr is, either they bring it to hand it. I came here, I brought the Quran, Tafseer of Quran with me, to use it, so that I could hand over to you what is in it. If I was going to bring it here to take it back, then what was the point of bringing it? The Imam says, ask them, if the angels do the angels bring the amr? Yes, they bring the amr. What do they do with it? Do they hand it to somebody or do they take it back? And if they say they take it back, then why did they bring it in the first place? भाई अगर ये अम्र इलाही के साथ फरिश्तेगान इलाही नाजिल हो रहे हैं तो ये अम्र किसको दे रहे हैं? किसी को देने के लिए नाजिल हो रहे हैं या इसे वापस ले जाने के लिए नाजिल हो रहे हैं? और अगर वापस ही ले जाना था तो नाजिल क्यों हुए इसे लेके? Clear or no? Okay. So the Imam says, here they will get stuck. They will have no answer except one. That after the Prophet, there's got to be someone every Laylatul Qadr who is like the Prophet. And for us today, this is none other than Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. So this verse itself is a huge, one of the strongest evidences that we have on the imamah of the imam in every time. There's got to be someone, there's got to be a hujjah. Of course, it can't be the Prophet. Khatimun Nabiyyin. His prophecy, his prophethood is finished. So there's got to be someone, because it's still happening. Again, we're approaching Ramadan, there will be another Laylatul Qadr, whenever it is. تنزل الملائكة والروح. Angels will descend. This asked Imam Sadiq ibn Rasulillah, what is this ruh? Question is, what is the ruh? Is the ruh Jibreel? Imam Sadiq says, no. Jibreel is min al-malaika. And all of malaika, alif lam, al-malaika. All of malaika are coming down. Which includes Jibreel. Jibreel is from malaika. So, yabna Rasulillah, Imam Sadiq. What is this ruh? The Imam says, just know he's other than malaika. We don't know. But it's strange because there are narrations that say, well, malaika is Jibreel malak or no? Yes. So then why separate? Some say no, because Jibreel was so special, Allah mentioned him separately as ruh. And some of the narrations say no, ruh is other than malaika. What do the malaika do now? What do the malaika do? The night of Qadr, as you know, what do? You make dua. It is the night of destiny. The night of where the taqdeer of every person is written by Allah, is signed off by Allah. All of that amr which is coming down, بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ amr, or that amr which is coming down is going to be distributed. That contains life, hayat, that includes sustenance, rizq, good health, wealth, death. For some people life is extended. For some people life is shortened. For some people good health is granted. For some people sickness is ordained. For some people, children are destined for them, because it's the night of destiny as well. Everything, ilmun nafi. Because we don't know what all of Amr is, we only know what this is. We only know this is part of that. Now the reality is, the narration says, when the Malaika come, and Imam Baqir alayhi salam and says that on the night of Qadr, the Malaika make tawaf of us Ahlul Bayt, the Imams of Al-Muhammad. Whoever the Hujjah of the time is, the Laylatul Qadr, the angels make tawaf around Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Imam al-Zaman. They make tawaf around Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Because this is the Hujjah of Allah. You see, even when the Malaika, what's interesting is, تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن رب. They have إذن. They have permission. So they could go and distribute this rizq. But they still come and get إذن from the Hujjah of Allah. على وجه الأرض. On the, on the land. And for this reason, when you read Hadith al-Kisa, Jibreel says, Ya Rabb, وَمَنْ تَحْتَ الْكِسَى, who's under the cloak? And Allah introduces Ahlul Bayt through Sayyidah Zahra. And then when he hears this, he's so intrigued and so in love with Ahlul Bayt. He says, do I have permission to go and be the sixth one? To go and join them? There are 5, that's Ashabul Kisa. Can I be the 6th? And you read in Hadith al-Kisa. Jibreel comes and he gets permission from Rasulullah. He comes and he approaches Rasulullah. He has permission from Allah. Whose permission does he need now? Look at the adab. Look at the ta'zeem of the Prophet. He says, Ya Rasulullah, do I have your permission to enter the cloak? To enter your house? It goes to show you that there's a sanctity of the homes of Ahlul Bayt, that one cannot enter the house of Ahlul Bayt without idhn of Ahlul Bayt, without permission of Ahlul Bayt. And if there's anyone who entered the house without permission, then you know that this is someone who is condemned until an eternity. Angels ask permission. In the night of Qadr, where are the angels? Where are they going? They're going on the Hujjah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do we have permission? We have been sent to distribute this. It is through Imam Sahib al-Zaman that rizq is distributed. Life is distributed. Health is distributed. Whatever is in this amr. And hence the philosophers, they say, because of this reason, the Imam is the wasita of the faith of Allah. इमाम वक्त जो है वासिता है फैज़ इलाही है, जो फैज़ वहाँ से नाज़िल होता है वो इमाम के वसीले से तक़सीम होता है. Whatever is given from there, that amr is provided. That amr comes down to who? To the ulil amr. And amr comes down to sahibul amr. The imams of Ahlul Bayt are ulil amr. Otherwise, what is the point of being ulil amr if the amr is not given to you? And what amr do you have? For those who may say, no, it doesn't go to the imam. It goes directly to the person. And what amr do they have? Why are the ulil amr, sahibul amr, waliyul amr? It's not a joke. It's a mansab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Malaika, of course, tanazzalul malaika. Angels, as you know, angels don't get tired. Those have been created from the first day in sajda are still in sajda. There are those who are in ruku, they are still in ruku. There are those who are making istighfar, they are still making istighfar. They fear Allah. They don't have takabbur. They worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they are made of nur. The hadith says the malaika are made of nur. Malaika min nur. Shaitan min nar. Wa insan min teen. The angels made from nur. Shaitan is made from fire. Remember he said, khalaqtani min nar وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. You and me, तूने मुझे आग से पैदा किया और तू चाहता है मैं खाक की पैकेट के सामने सजदा करूं. एक आदम के जिसने तुझे खाक से बनाया, तू चाहता है कि मैं उस आदम को सजदा करूं. तूने मुझे नार से बनाया, आग से बनाया, फरिश्तों को नूर से पैदा किया. You know, even in Jannah and Jahannam, it's not that Allah will do things Himself. The angels will do it. Allah का काम कौन करता है? Allah खुद थोड़ी करता है. Allah doesn't do His own work. Allah is musabbibul asbab. He works through channels. Allah did not come down. I mean, this is the book of Allah and the Habib of Allah. Allah didn't come down and give the book Himself. This is the Quran. He has His Ameen, the Ameen of His Wahi. He sends Jibreel. In Jannah, same thing. Those who control the wind are Malaika. Those who send rain are the Malaika. In Jahannam, those who will punish the Munafiqeen and Kuffar, Malaika. The Zalimeen will be Malaika. As the Quran says that they will hit them on their faces and on their backs. Who will hit the tyrants? Not Allah. Malaika. His own religion, not spread by him, spread by Rasulullah. His enemies, not killed by him, killed by Ali ibn Abi Talib. Salamullahi alayhi. दुश्मन खुदा है, लेकिन अल्लाह ने कभी अपना दुश्मन खुद नहीं मारा. अल्लाह ने अपना दुश्मन अली इब्न अबी तालिब के हाथों मरवाया. दीन इलाही है. खुदा ने खुद कभी तबलीग नहीं की. मेरा हबीब, मेरा रसूल तबलीग कर. मेरी किताब है, मेरा कुरान है, मेरा फरिश्ता, मेरा अमीन, मेरा काबिल एतमाद फरिश्ता जिब्राइल हबीब खुदा तक पहुंचाएगा. तो इस रात, लैलतुल क़द्र की रात, the night of Qadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened this night. Change your destiny. There's another discussion here, but I don't want to get too much into it. Is, well, if everything is written, then what change can Laylatul Qadr really bring? Everything is written, everything is predestined. Allah has written in the law, the destiny. Here, we have something known as the Aqidah of Bada. And this is a huge point of discussion in Ilm al-Kalam, in theology, in Shi'i theology. And that's also one of the reasons why the Shia are criticized. They believe in this Bada, or this Allah changes His mind, Allah makes a mistake. So Allah gave you a short life and now you made dua in Laylatul Qadr, now your life is extended. What is this? This is a huge topic which is taught in the Hawzar. But in short, a point or two before I try to wrap it up. This Bada is not that Allah has made a mistake. You remember, Muslims used to pray towards Jerusalem. Allah says face 180 degrees, face Makkah. What is this? Allah changes His mind? No. That was always in the plan of Allah. Allah is the best planner. That was always in the plan of Allah, number one. Number two, it's not that your life was short and Laylatul Qadr you made dua and Allah gave you a long life. It's not that. You making dua and the acceptance of dua was in the plan of Allah. Allah knew that 10 years later you would get sick and you would make dua and He would give you shifa. Okay? Number three, there is this law. If everything was predestined, I'm going to die at a certain age, or I'm going to get this sickness that's going to kill me. If that was the case, then what is the point of dua? The point of dua is that you can erase certain things and you can add certain things. Sometimes the dua is not accepted. And that's what the hadith says, go and make dua under the dome of Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. Why? Ya Rasulullah. Why Yabna Rasulullah? Because the Imam said this. He says because the dua is not rejected tahta qubbatih, under the dome of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Okay? So there are certain places, or your dua is not accepted, try to call him with the wasila of Abu Abdullah, with the wasila of Sayyid al-Zahra. Okay? And you see the difference that makes. You have a haja, people say, Sayyid, we have a haja, what can we do? We have a dua, it's not getting accepted. 40 nights, continuously recite Ziyarat Ashura with the niyyah of this haja. And you see. So it's not that Laylatul Qadr is, God forbid, against the Tawheed of Allah and somehow, what is the point of it? The answer is there is power in dua. And so 6th Imam says, dua brings the answer with it in the same way clouds bring rain. Yes? Dua has so much power that it can change. Something's about to, tragedies to befall you. Sadaqah can prevent death. Be surprised. Sadaqah sometimes can prevent death for up to 10 years. Somebody was about to die, a day before he or she gave sadaqah. It works wonders. And my final point, Salamun hiya hatta matla'il fajr. Salam, peace, this night is peace. Salam is one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah's name is As-Salam. You remember when Jibreel descends upon the Prophet and he says to the Prophet, Oh Allah, oh Rasulullah, Allah sends his salam to Khadija, and Rasulullah conveys the salam to Khadija salamullahi alayha, and she says, wa alayhi salam wa minhu salam wa huwa salam. And she says, salam is returned, all salam is returned to him. All salam comes from him, and he is called As-Salam. Salamun hiya hatta matla'il fajr, until the fajr. This is a night of khair, of peace. This is a night of connection with the 12th Imam, a night of connection with the Holy Quran, a night of connection with dua, a night of connection with tawassul of Ahlul Bayt. Destiny, if you want your destiny to be changed, stay up on the night. There are narrations. What is the best way to get close to Allah? Qurb ilahi hasil karne ka sabse behtareen tarika kya hai? Laylatul Qadr mein shab bedari. शब कदर बेदार रह के अल्लाह की इबादत करो. अल्लाह के करीब और नजदीक होने का सबसे आला तरीका क्या है? कोई भी रात सो जाओ, शब कदर ना सो. अगर फिर भी इंसान थक जाए कि नींद आ गई, ठीक है, कुछ इबादत करके सो जाओ. अगर इंसान सारी रात नहीं जाग सकता, सारी रात में बेदार नहीं रह सकता, कल जाना है, स्कूल जाना है, ऑफिस जाना है, तो कम से कम रात का कुछ हिस्सा इबादत इलाही के लिए मखसूस कर दिया जाए. ये इबादत इलाही, क्योंकि ये रात 1000 महीनों की रात. इस रात में सलाम ही सलाम है, तहनीयत ही तहनीयत. इस रात में अल्लाह गुनहगारों को आजाद कर देता है. अलगौस अलगौस फलबिसना मिनन नारी या रब. इस रात में अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला इंसानों को, गुनहगारों को जो दर इलाही पे आते हैं, अल्लाह उन्हें आज़ाब जहन्नुम से आज़ाद कर दिया, नारे जहन्नुम से आज़ाद। और इस पर मैं तमाम करो, वक्त भी तमाम हो कि क्या बेहतर, how great it is that on a night like Qadr we ask Allah, by placing the Quran onto our heads. In one hand we hold the Quran on our head, with the tongue we recite the names of the 14 infallibles. Ya Allah, bi Muhammadin, bi Aliyin, bi Fatimata, wa bil Hasani, wa bil Hussain. We ask Allah in the name of the 14 infallibles. So in one hand it is if we hold the Quran, and in the other hand we hold on to the rope of Ahlul Bayt. And this is exactly the meaning of Hadith al-Thaqalayn. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين صلوات وعجل فرجه.
Allah bless you beautifully, beautifully.
That was a beautiful lecture. We have a few minutes for any questions. So the floor is open for questions both on the brother side and on the sister side. I can pass the mic through. And after this we will have Salatul Maghrib followed by the full Niyaz inshallah. Any questions, please do raise and pass the mic over. Okay, so I have a question. Are there any narrations that tell us what's the fazilat and what are the benefits of reciting Surah Al-Qadr?
Surah Al-Qadr, in fact, when somebody dies, it's recommended that if a mu'min dies, you go onto his grave and 7 times you should recite this surah known as the Al-Qadr. And as a response, as a return to the person who recites 7 times Surah Al-Qadr on the mizar, or on the grave, or the qabr of a mu'min, Allah not only forgives the person in the grave, but also forgives the one who recites this on the grave. One of the ulama used to say this, and I heard this from one of the teachers. There are some ulama who recite Surah Al-Qadr throughout the year 1,000 times. They take a tasbih, 1,000 times they recite this a day to prepare themselves for the night of Qadr. Some ulama, what they do is in the Shahr Ramadan, in the Salah, in the first rak'ah, the second surah, they would switch that for Surah Al-Qadr every Salah, to prepare themselves for the night of Qadr. Because the night of Qadr requires preparation. It's like you're traveling, you've got to get bag, visa, your tickets, boarding pass, you've got to get ready for travel. This night is not an ordinary night. You can't just walk into it. Oh, I'll get there and I'll read the dua. I'll do it. No. It's 1,000 months. We gotta give it that azama. We gotta give it that honor, that okay, we gotta do something. So continuous recitation of Surah Al-Qadr is one of the best ways to get ready for the night of Qadr. Okay? Especially as the month of Ramadan is approaching us, we should really increase in the recitation of Surah Al-Qadr. Be it in Salah, outside of Salah, or just one tasbih in the day. The other point is Surah Al-Qadr has a direct connection with Sayyidah Zahra, Salamullahi alayha. Al-Layla, as the hadith says, that the Quranic name of Sayyidah Fatima is Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr hiya Fatima. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْفَاطِمَةِ. This is a direct connection with the Lady of Light, Az-Zahra Salamullahi alayha. Like nobody knows the secret of Laylatul Qadr, and nobody knows the secrets that exist within the heart of Fatima. Nobody knows the grand position of this night. All we know is khayrun min alfi shahr. nobody knows the position of Sayyidah Fatima. To the extent that the Prophet rises for her. And so for this reason, Laylatul Qadr has a direct connection with Imama, as I discussed already in the lecture. It defends Imam with Sayyidah Fatima, with Quran. You could say Qadr is the surah which encompasses or has within it the aqaid of all of Tashayyu. पूरी शीयत को अल्लाह ने एक सूरह क़द्र में बंद कर दिया. इमामत, कुरान, इस्मत, मंजिलत, मकाम हज़रत ज़हरा सलामुल्लाह अलैहा, तौहीद परवरदिगार, अरवाह, नुज़ूल मलाइका, रूहुल अमीन, सलाम. यानी परवरदिगार आलम ने पूरे मजहब, पूरे दीन को सूरह क़द्र में मुख्तसर इख्तिसार के साथ बयान फरमा दिया. ठीक है.